Hey, Mo. Hey, PT. Ready to do it? Indeed. Let's do it. Let's do it.
Welcome to the epic, the sardonic, the titillating Best Fit Square!
Hey folks, welcome back. I'm Manuel Ortega, and this is Best Fit Square Show. Hey everybody, that's PT. Hey PT. Hey Mo. Have we got a great show for you today? That's right, Mo. Have you ever wondered how Cuba and the US got to where they are today? No, not really. What's to wonder, PT? United States wants Cuba to end its abuse of human rights, adopt US-style economy, and hold free elections. Exactly, Mo. And that was Cuba's goal dating back more than a century ago. And, well, that's the rub. For nearly 2 centuries, the US has insisted Cuba abandon its construct for how to govern and conduct its economy, and adopt a US version of fictional reality, or suffer the consequences, like the embargo. Exactly. The US places demands on Cuba to abandon its fictional constructs in favor of its fictional constructs. This in the face of a history of human rights abuses, predator economic practices, and covert actions destabilizing foreign governments. Fictional constructs meaning institutions, like government. Indeed. Keep in mind, Mo, we, Homo sapiens, operate in 2 realities. One is objective reality, that is, everything nature created. You know, like Earth, the Milky Way, the cosmos. The other reality is a fictional concoction of a Homo sapiens brain. You mean like religion, money, or for that matter, poverty, or on a more inspiring level, music, dance, art, literature. But we digress, Mo. Let's, for the moment, forget about slavery, the Spanish-American War, and to the detriment of the Cuban people, the domination of Cuba's natural resources by US corporations. Excellent suggestion, PT. That's all ancient history. What? Slavery, tobacco, sugar, coffee? History! The Spaniards. Teddy Roosevelt took care of them. History! Labor? Even here, no problem. US companies didn't exploit Cubans for cheap labor. They imported British West Indians, just as the slave plantations had done. Check and me. Hey, Mo, let's do a thought experiment. Hey man, I'm not much of an intellectual, you know. I know, but stay with me. I'm certain you can do this. Oh, all right, let's do it. All righty then, let's do it. Suppose the roles were reversed and Cuba was making demands for change upon the US. What do you think those demands for change would be? Change? What's the change? Reduce our military spending to more closely align with other developed nations, signaling a less predator posture in order to usher in and nurture an earth-wide collaborative agenda? Or perhaps redirect citizen-collected tax money to provide free education to all citizens from age 3 to 21? Or better yet, enshrine in our Constitution health care as a human right. And you said you weren't much of an intellectual. Hey, you gotta admit, Big T, that's nuts what I just said. Hey, not so much. But let's go further, Mo. Suppose Cuba invaded Louisiana in an attempt to overthrow the federal government in order to establish its form of government in the US. Suppose Cuba provided expats with viruses to infect the food supply, decimating livestock, causing starvation conditions. And let's further suppose Cuba rejected pleas from the US for pesticides to eradicate an infectious disease which was the product of a covert Cuban operation that ravaged US citizenry. What are you smoking, PT? Sounds crazy, right? Wonder how my therapist would classify this behavior. Pathological? Well, these are just 3 examples of decades-long barbaric tactics implemented by the US against Cuba. Which brings us back to your earlier observation regarding the embargo. I get you, PT. Imagine if Cuba imposed an embargo on the US because the US would not yield to its demands to be exploited, and that Cuba would go so far as to enlist its allies around Earth to join the siege, now in its 56th year? Years. Hold on, Mo. We, Homo sapiens, do not live our lives in years. We live our lives in moment to moment. So let's break down years into Homo sapiens scale. What do you mean? Like a different time construct? Absolutely. Big picture first. The siege was first imposed October 1960. 56 years and counting. Depending on what metric one uses, this is at least 2 generations of hardship. Geez, 2 generations. This means that for those who were children at the outset of the embargo, likely became parents during the embargo, and are now very likely grandparents during the embargo. That's right, Mo. These grandchildren inherited the U.S. siege. Now, at a granular level, these grandparents, parents, children, and grandchildren live life as we all do in the present, second to second, minute to minute, and so on. I see where you're going with this, PT. While 56 years may not seem like a whole lot over the course of a millennia, 56 years for hundreds of millions of Homo sapiens constitutes their lifetime. Got that right, Mo. So, this blockade of goods and money entering Cuba, a blockade that President Clinton's National Security Advisor Sandy Berger in 1997 called, and I quote here, the most pervasive sanctions ever imposed on a nation in the history of mankind. How does this blockade of 56 years translate at human scale? Well, 56 years is 490,885 hours of hardship. Hey, even better, let's translate this into minutes. Hold on a second. Siri, convert 56 years into minutes.
It's 29,453,155.2 minutes.
Now imagine the irrefutable responsibility for the destruction of your economy and your disenfranchisement from world trade lay at the feet of an identifiable wrongdoer. In this case, the U.S. I'd say, Lucy, you got some explaining to do. Just saying.